Hi, second graders. It's almost October, and that means it's time for us to craft a new calendar. In your learning bundle for September 30th, we put in some supplies to allow you to make a friendly pumpkin calendar. And today, these are the supplies that you are going to need. Scissors from your house, glue that I gave you a long time ago, and a pencil. In your learning bundle, you will find the long black paper, the calendar sheet, some orange paper, another smaller piece of black paper, a little bit of green, a small piece of white, and a pumpkin poem. With all of these things, we're going to be able to make an October calendar that might look a little something like this. So let's get started. First, let's move this calendar page out of the way. We are going to do this together when we do math. So save that for later. Take the paper clip off. Let's put the pumpkin poem to the side. And let's start by looking at our big black sheet. We always like to put our artwork on the top and plan the bottom half for our calendar. Now, if you're not sure where to place your pumpkin because you're not sure where the halfway point is, you can always fold your paper in half. And you know, then when you unfold it, that we'll put the art above the crease and we'll put the calendar below. Okay? So let's put this aside for now too. All right, first of all, let's start with your big orange paper. That's where we are going to draw a pumpkin. So I'm going to use my pencil. And boys and girls, don't worry about your pumpkin being perfectly round. Most pumpkins are bumpy and lumpy. So when I am drawing and I'm using a pencil, I like to use a whisper line in case I need to erase. I also like to practice above my paper. Today, when you are drawing your pumpkin shape, I want you to use as much of the orange paper as possible. So you want your oval or your circle to use as much of the paper as possible. So I'm practicing. I feel like I'm ready. Here I go. Gonna make a nice fat pumpkin. Whoa, coming across the bottom. Miss Antea went a little bit off the paper, but that's okay. All right, there I am. I've got my pencil drawing of the pumpkin. Now, if I don't like it, I can erase and try again, or I can try on the other side. All right, you've got two sides and you could do the same too. I am perfectly happy with this because, like I said, pumpkins come in all shapes and sizes. So now I'm going to carefully cut my pumpkin out. I am following along my pencil line. And you know, when you cut along a curve, it's important to have the paper in your hand and you just kind of keep it moving around a little bit. Make sure you're using the scissors right, boys and girls. Your thumb should be pointing up at the ceiling. Oh boy, my pumpkin's looking nice and fat, just the way I wanted him. Awesome. All right, there's my pumpkin. All right, so you might want to keep the scraps for another project of yours later on. Okay, now I am going to use the green here to help make a hill for my little pumpkin to sit on. I'm going to put it like a big grassy hill. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to make an arch like a rainbow. I'm going to use the bottom and I'm going to arch up with a curved line so that my pumpkin can sit on a nice grassy mound. I'll go ahead and I'll do that. And again, there I go. Does it have to be perfect? No, hills come in all shapes as well. So once you get your little hill, and did you notice that I drew the hill from the long side to the long side? It's going to fit real nicely on my paper. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. Now here's the thing about the green paper. Keep that handy because we're going to need a stem on our pumpkin at the very, very end. All right, so now I've got that mound. And I'm going to now, I like to build it as I go. So I've got my big black paper out and I am ready to glue my mound, my green grassy mound. Remember, when you glue it on, friends, you want to glue so that if your pencil marks are visible, that is going to be the side that you put the glue on. All right, so I'm putting glue on there. Oh, my glue is so dry. Ugh, I hope your glue is not this dry. Holy smokes. Did Miss Antea leave the lid off? Starting to think so. All right, there's lots of glue on that back side. Now again, I'm putting it above the crease because everything below the crease is going to be my calendar. All right, now I am going to glue my little pumpkin on there too. And he's going to sit right there on the grassy hill. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue him on. Here I go again with this pesky glue. Wow, I need to put the cap on till I hear it snap next time, so my glue is not going to be all dried out. All right, so I've got glue on the back. Now I have to decide which side looks like the top to me. I kind of like that. Now again, I'm laying my pumpkin on here. He's sitting on the grassy hill. I don't want my pumpkin to go off the edge of the paper, so I'm laying him down and smoothing it down. All right, don't worry about the top of the pumpkin. We're going to come back to that. Let's work on our pumpkin eyes. Now, I like my eyes to be about the same size. So I'm going to fold my paper over. And when I fold my paper over, it is sort of stacked on itself. And if I work away from the creased edge over here on the open edge, I can go ahead and cut out 2 big circles. Miss Antea is not going to draw the circles. You know why? I like them to look a little different and maybe a little funny. I'm okay if they're not perfect circles because they're just the whites of my pumpkin's eyes. There you go. Because it was stacked, they are the same. So there's my eyes. Now I'm going to use the rest of the white to make some teeth. So I'm going to save this too. All right, let's move on to the black part here. Now, I need to use some of this for a smile for my pumpkin. My pumpkin's going to have a big, big smile, and he is going to have some teeth showing. So I'm kind of looking here to see how big my pumpkin is. Yep, I am going to go ahead and just draw a smile. Smile. And pencil line is awfully hard to see on black paper, so you might have to draw a little darker than you normally would. Whatever you want the mouth to look like is fine. You could even have an oval-shaped mouth. Whatever you decide for the big black mouth, now that's the dark inside of the mouth. It's going to help make the smile of your pumpkin stand out, or the frown. And then if you're going to be like me and you're going to use some teeth, it will help the teeth stand out as well. Alrighty, so there's my smile on my pumpkin. And before I glue any of my face down, I want to be sure that I'm happy with it. Alright, I want to use some of my white to make some teeth. So I'm going to cut off these little ragged edges. There we go. And I'm going to cut some teeth. I think I'll go ahead and cut like this. There's 1 tooth and 2 teeth. And they seem a little long, so I'm shortening them just a tiny bit. And then I will be able to put them on. I noticed that I need a little bit of a curved line here to get those teeth in. Wow, those are some really big teeth. I think I'm going to make them a little shorter. Alrighty, so here I go. I'm going to make them a little bit shorter. That's more like the teeth I wanted. And I think then I'll put some teeth here on the bottom. Remember, you can have a lot of creativity here. Do you have to make your pumpkin look like mine? Of course not. There we go. I might do that. And one tooth right there. There's my silly pumpkin. I don't know. I kind of want him to just have top teeth, I think. So I think I'll swing that tooth over here, and I'll swing that tooth here, and put the other one here. You know what Miss Antea says? Try before you buy. That means lay things out before you glue them down so you have a chance to change. All right, I've got my smile, I've got my teeth, I've got my eyes. Now I need the dark spots that go in the middle of the eyes. So now, friends, please get your black scraps. And I'm going to stack my paper on top of itself. So when I cut my circles, they're going to be the same size. So my paper is stacked. Now I'm not too worried about having perfect circles. I'm going to cut kind of a shape out. And then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trim it. And I'm going to make it exactly the eyeballs I'm hoping for. Look at that's a little pointed. I don't want that on there. So I'm going to make it round, nice and round. In fact, I can cut round pretty well if I keep my scissors moving. Okay, here come my eyeballs. There's one there and one there. I might have him looking like that. Maybe I want him to look up. Let me try over here before I buy. Maybe he's going to be looking up at something in the sky. Oh, I kind of like how he's looking up. So I'm going to do that this year. All right, I am very happy with how my eyes and my smile and my teeth turned out. So now it is time for me to glue things down. I am going to go ahead and glue the black of the eye to the white part of the eye. I'm going to do that for the other one. And then I just stick it on there. Remember, I was going to have my pumpkin looking up. Maybe he sees a witch flying over. All right, there's the whites of the eye. Now be careful. If you wanted your eyes to look up, don't put them on the wrong way. I always like to smooth things down with my careful thumb. Putting the glue on the back side of my other one. Here I go. Oh, that's not the way I wanted it to look. It needs to go like that. There we go. There we go. There's my other eye. All right, I am going to go ahead and glue my teeth on. There's one. One big clean tooth. It looks like my pumpkin does a great job brushing his teeth. Two big teeth. Oops, that one got stuck over the top. I'm going to try to line it up right on the edge. And here comes my third tooth. Gluing that on. All right, now I have to glue the whole smile onto my pumpkin. So here I go. I'm putting glue on the back of the black. You always put glue on the back of the smaller paper, not the big one. All right, and I'm looking. Oh, I think that looks right. Now, Miss Antea is choosing to not put a nose. If you want a nose on your pumpkin, look, you could use some black paper and you could cut a nose out for your pumpkin. I think he looks kind of silly without a nose, and I'm going for a silly pumpkin. All right, the other thing I need to do is put a stem on my pumpkin because he was once connected to a plant. And you know what the pumpkin is? The pumpkin is the fruit of the plant. And if you cut inside of the pumpkin, do you know what you're going to find? That's right, you are going to find seeds. Lots and lots of seeds. I wonder if when you get a pumpkin this year, if you get one, if you will count the seeds. I wonder about that. Alrighty, so make your stem as skinny as you want, as straight as you want, as long as you want. It does not matter because guess what? This is your pumpkin. Miss Antea is going to glue it underneath her pumpkin's face because I have a little bit of space there. I could glue it on the top. That's fine. I'm going to slip it right underneath there and glue it. In fact, I'm going to put a little glue on the top of my stem so my pumpkin will stick really well to that. Terrific. Now, I've got a little poem right here, and I want you to take a look at this poem. I'm going to zoom in. There I go. And this poem says, I'm a little pumpkin. I'm a little pumpkin, orange and round. I grow on a vine from a seed in the ground. When I get all grown up, give me a face. Put me outside in a very safe place. Awesome. I hope you will read and reread that, and you can even say it smoothly like a poem, like a song. The more you practice with reading, the smoother your reading gets, and the more pleasant it is to hear you read. So, boys and girls, I am trimming my poem. I'm just trimming carefully around the edge of my poem. And then when I have it all cut out, I'm not going to put it down here because that's where my calendar is going to go. I'm going to put it right here. And you know what it looks like? It looks like my pumpkin is trying to read the poem. I could put it over here too. I like him trying to read the poem. So put some glue on the back of your poem. And there you go, friends. Lay it down there and smooth it down. Beautiful. There's your artwork for our October calendar. During math, we will work on the bottom part. So don't work on this by yourself. Wait for Miss Antea. All right, I hope to see these pumpkins. I hope you will show me at some point what your pumpkin looks like.